Thank you. Well, today is Tech Tuesday. We want to make sure you know what to do if you're ever a part of a security breach, because we know that happens kind of a lot lately.
It's very important to take note of the Senior Vice President and Director of Retail Banking, Thomas Iskrzycki. He is from Savings Bank of Danbury. We want to thank you so much for joining us here on CT Style.
Oh, thank you. We're delighted to be here and excited to talk to you.
Talk to us about how we can bank safely, first of all.
So number one, big differences today than there used to be. So you used to have to go to your bank. You didn't have online access. And even more important than online, now we have mobile banking. So the bank is in the palm of your hand. So big differences are, in the past, if you were concerned about a transaction that you didn't quite understand, now you could just look at your transaction history online, take a look.
Sure.
Millennials, our millennial population, they're checking their text messages about 147 times a day. So when you think about it, we have alerts that can come out to alert you to any transaction. And you could set different limits, thresholds.
How about with mobile banking? Because you talk about the ease of use, which is wonderful, and the ability to check your account. But does that put you at a higher risk in terms of security, as to our phones are hanging out here in the room? And
absolutely not. What you'll probably notice today, which is very different, you used to have to memorize your passcode. Well, now many of the smartphones, you place your thumb on the button there. And it literally reads your thumbprint to make sure that it is you. So authentication is very different than what it used to be, and it's actually much more safe.
How about if there is a breach? What should we do?
Oh, contact your bank immediately. So number one, you have to remember with your credit cards typically have a zero liability. Now that can vary by credit card company, so more and more people are leveraging credit cards to make their general payments and then paying that through their online banking. So it's a little bit different. You want to protect yourself differently. If you are part of a breach, what most commonly happens is you're given the ability to sign up for 1 year of credit monitoring. So take advantage of that. A lot of people neglect to do so.
So would you recommend people not use their debit cards when they're out just running day-to-day errands? It seems like that's when you run into trouble if there's ever a breach.
People do become more concerned because that's the immediate availability of their funds. So that's your money.
Right.
With a credit card, it's the bank's money, right? So it takes a little bit of stress also off of you. But I would not feel concerned about using your debit card. In general, you're very safe. Most banks get you your money back within 24 hours if there's an issue.
And you must be seeing this just increasing, right? I mean, banks must also be making changes to ensure that their customers are protected.
Yes, we're always enhancing our security, and at Savings Bank of Danbury, our IT department is incredible, and they're always looking for breaches. But they do happen, and you just have to be responsive. You may have in the past received a new debit card, mailed without really notice as to what that was. A lot of time that's because a retailer was breached. And most of the time nothing happens, right? So it really is safer than you think.
Be careful using Wi-Fi where you type in your information, right?
Yes,
well,
be careful.
Wonderful information that you provided with us here today, Thomas. I want to thank you so much for joining us here
on the
show.
It's a pleasure. Thank you so much.
If you guys need an account, head on over to the bank.
Savings Bank of Danbury, specifically, right?
Shameless plug. Why not? Hey, tomorrow on CT Style, we are celebrating Connecticut Day at the Big E.
I can't wait. We'll see ya.